Dive beneath the waves with us as we unveil 5 maritime mysteries. These tales have haunted sailors and captured imaginations throughout the ages. But before we begin, keep your eyes peeled for a hidden Easter egg in today's video. Comment down below when you spot it. Now, let's set sail into these mysteries. 1. The Shannon. HMS Shannon was a British Royal Navy frigate, launched in 1806, and named after the River Shannon in Ireland. Designed as a 38-gun frigate, it played a critical role in Britain's maritime dominance during the Napoleonic Wars. The Shannon was part of a class of ships that were vital for protecting Britain's interests on the high seas, capturing enemy ships, and engaging in convoy escort duties. The Shannon gained fame during the War of 1812, particularly after its battle with the USS Chesapeake. On June 1, 1813, the Shannon, under the command of Captain Philip Broke, engaged and captured the Chesapeake in one of the most celebrated naval battles of the era. Despite being outnumbered, the Shannon managed to board and capture the American frigate within 15 minutes, an event that cemented its place in naval history. However, after the war, the Shannon's fate became less clear. In the years following its famous victory, the ship was largely relegated to routine patrols and convoy duties. By the mid-1820s, the ship was decommissioned and broken up, but rumors persist about its final voyages and the potential loss of the ship before it was officially retired. Theories. Mishandling during decommissioning. Official records suggest that the Shannon was retired and broken up in 1828. However, some reports indicate that the ship may have gone on a final voyage that ended in disaster, possibly due to the ship's deteriorating condition. If this theory holds, it's possible that the Shannon was lost at sea during its last operational use before it was officially scrapped. Misidentification in naval records. Another theory suggests that confusion in naval records led to the belief that the Shannon was decommissioned earlier than it was. Ships often changed names or roles, and the Shannon may have continued to sail under a different name, only to be lost at sea in a forgotten incident. Mystical or paranormal events. Given its storied past, there are also supernatural theories surrounding the Shannon. Some claim that the ship became a ghost ship, sighted drifting aimlessly in the Atlantic, much like other famous maritime legends. The Shannon's unexplained fate has added to its lore, with rumors of hauntings and strange disappearances tied to the ship. Legacy. The HMS Shannon remains a legendary figure in British naval history, primarily due to its famous battle with the Chesapeake. Its eventual fate, however, is shrouded in mystery, adding an additional layer of intrigue to its legacy. Whether it was quietly decommissioned or lost under more mysterious circumstances, the Shannon continues to be remembered as one of Britain's great frigates. 2. The San Francisco. The SS San Francisco was a sidewheel steamship launched in 1853 for the Pacific Mail Steamship Company, designed to transport passengers and cargo between New York and the newly established goldfields of California. The ship was constructed during the height of the California Gold Rush, when demand for transportation across the country was at an all-time high. In December 1853, the San Francisco embarked on a voyage from New York to San Francisco, carrying military personnel and civilians. Unfortunately, the ship encountered a severe storm off Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, just days into the journey. The storm battered the vessel, damaging its machinery and rendering it nearly immobile. Over the next few days, the San Francisco was helplessly adrift in the Atlantic. Despite the crew's best efforts, the situation worsened, and the ship began to take on water. By the time rescuers arrived, several hundred passengers and crew members had already perished from exposure and exhaustion. Although many survivors were rescued by passing ships, the San Francisco ultimately sank, its final resting place still unknown. Theories. Design flaws. Some maritime historians suggest that the San Francisco was not well suited for the treacherous conditions it encountered. The ship's sidewheel design made it more vulnerable to rough seas, and the damage to its engine rendered it helpless in the storm. Its inability to withstand such conditions likely contributed to the loss. Unprepared crew. Another theory holds that the crew may not have been adequately prepared for the violent storm. The early steamship era was one of rapid innovation, and many sailors and engineers were still unfamiliar with the new technology. The crew's inability to properly address the damage to the ship may have sealed its fate. Ghost ship rumors. In the years following the disaster, there were reports of ghostly sightings of the San Francisco drifting aimlessly in the Atlantic. Sailors claimed to see a ship matching its description, unmanned and with tattered sails, contributing to its lore as a potential ghost ship. Legacy. The loss of the San Francisco was one of the most tragic maritime disasters of the 19th century, with the deaths of hundreds of passengers and crew members. The ship's story serves as a reminder of the dangers of early steamship travel and the perils of the open ocean. Its disappearance in the Atlantic has left a lasting mystery that continues to intrigue maritime historians. 3. The USS Triton. The USS Triton was a one-of-a-kind submarine, notable for being the only U.S. Navy submarine ever built with 2 nuclear reactors. Launched in 1958, the Triton was originally designed as a radar picket submarine to accompany carrier task forces. However, radar picket submarines were rendered obsolete by the development of long-range aircraft and missiles, leading to the Triton's reassignment to other duties. In 1960, the Triton achieved worldwide fame by becoming the first submarine to complete a submerged circumnavigation of the globe, covering over 36,000 miles in 60 days under the command of Captain Edward L. Beach. The operation, known as Operation Sandblast, was a Cold War-era demonstration of American technological superiority. However, despite its technological advancements and historic achievement, the Triton was decommissioned in 1969, after just 11 years of service. The reasons for its early retirement remain unclear, with speculation ranging from technical issues to shifting priorities within the Navy. Theories. Technical difficulties. One of the leading theories is that the Triton's 2-reactor design made it too complex and expensive to maintain. The reactors required more manpower and resources than other submarines in the fleet, leading to its early retirement despite its record-setting achievements. Cold War shifts. Another possibility is that the changing nature of naval warfare during the Cold War rendered the Triton obsolete. The development of ballistic missile submarines like the USS George Washington and improvements in long-range missile technology meant that the radar picket role for which the Triton was designed was no longer necessary. Mysteries and conspiracies. Some theorists suggest that the Triton may have been involved in secret operations that have never been fully disclosed. Given the Cold War's cloak and dagger nature, it's possible that the submarine's true missions remain classified, contributing to its sudden decommissioning after just a decade of service. Legacy. The Triton remains a significant part of naval history, remembered for its historic submerged circumnavigation. However, the mystery surrounding its early retirement and the possible undisclosed missions it undertook continue to fuel speculation. Its contributions to submarine technology and Cold War strategy are still studied today. 4. The SS Carnatic. The SS Carnatic was a British steamship launched in 1862, designed to transport passengers and cargo between Britain and India. The ship combined sail and steam power, a common feature during the transitional period of maritime engineering in the mid-19th century. On September 12, 1869, the Carnatic was en route from Suez to Bombay when it struck a coral reef near the Egyptian island of Shadwan in the Red Sea. Initially, the ship's captain believed the vessel could be saved and chose not to abandon ship. However, the damage was worse than anticipated, and after several hours, the Carnatic broke apart and sank. Of the 210 passengers and crew aboard, 31 lost their lives in the disaster. Adding to the intrigue is the fact that the Carnatic was carrying a large cargo of gold coins and bullion, which lay at the bottom of the Red Sea until salvage operations recovered most of it. Nevertheless, rumors persist that not all of the gold was retrieved, leading treasure hunters to continue searching for lost riches. Theories. Captain's delay in action. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the ship's captain, believing the damage to be less severe, made a critical error in not evacuating the vessel sooner. If the crew had abandoned ship earlier, more lives might have been saved. This delay, combined with the ship's vulnerable position on the reef, sealed the Carnatic's fate. By the time the captain ordered the evacuation, the ship was breaking apart rapidly, and many passengers and crew members were unable to escape. Inadequate navigational charts. Another theory suggests that the navigational charts used by the Carnatic were either outdated or incorrect, leading to the ship's collision with the coral reef. The Red Sea, with its treacherous waters and hidden reefs, has always been a dangerous route for ships, especially in the 19th century when maritime navigation relied heavily on charts that were not always precise. Unrecovered gold. A persistent legend tied to the Carnatic is the notion that not all of the ship's valuable cargo was recovered. Despite successful salvage operations shortly after the wreck, rumors spread that a portion of the gold remained hidden in the wreckage or was lost during the recovery process. Treasure hunters have returned to the site over the years, searching for the elusive fortune that some believe is still lying beneath the sea. Legacy. The wreck of the Carnatic remains a popular diving site in the Red Sea, with the ship's skeletal remains serving as a haunting reminder of the tragedy. The story of the lost gold continues to attract treasure hunters, adding to the ship's lore. While much of the gold was recovered, the mystery of the Carnatic lives on, both in maritime history and in the imaginations of those who still believe in the possibility of hidden treasure. 5. The Ocean Monarch. The Ocean Monarch was a British emigrant ship built in 1847, designed to transport passengers, primarily emigrants, from the United Kingdom to the United States. The mid-19th century saw a surge in migration, with many seeking new opportunities in America. The Ocean Monarch, a three-masted bark, set sail on August 24, 1848, from Liverpool to Boston with over 396 passengers and crew aboard. Tragically, just a few hours into its voyage, a fire broke out in the ship's stern. The exact cause of the fire is still debated, but some accounts suggest it was caused by a passenger's pipe or a malfunction in the galley. The fire quickly spread, and despite the crew's efforts to extinguish it, the flames engulfed the ship. Passengers panicked as the fire raged, with many jumping into the sea in a desperate attempt to escape. Rescue ships arrived, including the Brazilian warship Afonso, but despite their efforts, 178 lives were lost in the disaster. Many passengers were either burned to death or drowned in the chaos. The survivors were taken to Wales, and an inquiry was launched to determine the cause of the fire. Theories. Passenger negligence. One of the most widely accepted theories is that a passenger smoking a pipe may have accidentally started the fire. Smoking was a common pastime on ships, and safety measures were not as stringent as they are today. A stray ember or carelessly discarded match could easily have ignited the ship's wooden structure. Galley fire. Another theory suggests that the fire may have originated in the galley, where food was being prepared. The galley was located in the rear of the ship, where the fire initially broke out. A malfunction in the stove or a spark from the cooking fire could have spread quickly, particularly in the dry, wooden confines of the ship. Sabotage or foul play. Some more speculative theories propose that the fire may have been deliberately set. The Ocean Monarch was carrying a large number of emigrants, many of whom were fleeing political unrest or economic hardship in Europe. There were also tensions between emigrants of different nationalities and backgrounds, leading some to speculate that the fire could have been an act of sabotage or revenge. Legacy. The Ocean Monarch disaster shocked the maritime world and led to stricter safety regulations for emigrant ships. The tragedy highlighted the dangers faced by those seeking a new life across the Atlantic and underscored the need for better fire safety measures aboard ships. The exact cause of the fire remains uncertain, but the story of the Ocean Monarch continues to serve as a cautionary tale about the risks of maritime travel in the 19th century. These 5 ships, the Shannon, San Francisco, USS Triton, Carnatic, and Ocean Monarch, each hold a unique place in maritime history. From tragic shipwrecks to naval triumphs turned mysterious, their stories offer a glimpse into the perilous and often unpredictable nature of the sea. Through forgotten records, misinterpreted events, and unanswered questions, the legacies of these vessels endure, inviting us to explore the mysteries of the past. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible maritime mysteries, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more intriguing stories from the world of the sea.